This is the Pet Buzz.
This is the Pet Buzz.
And here's the Dynamic Pet Duo.
During this stressful year we really do have to be grateful for our traditions, that the ones that especially have stayed the same. And that's one of the reasons that Dr. Fleck and I are excited to talk to our next guest and really talk about the 2020 National Dog Show, airing after the Macy's Thanksgiving Parade on Thursday, November 26th at noon.
And joining us today is Wayne Ferguson, president of the Kennel Club of Philadelphia, who also acts as the show's in-house announcer.
Wayne's got so many jobs you can't
He's
even
got
keep
so
up.
many, I know. Wayne, we're really happy that you could rejoin us again today.
Rejoin.
He came last year.
I know, but it's like more like back again.
Back again.
Back again.
It's a pleasure. I'm so happy to have you you would have me as a guest. Thank you.
That's great.
You know, the nice thing about doing the new format is where we really get to see everybody. So that's really nice. Okay.
And I'm sure you're happy about that too, Wayne, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So give us a little history about the National Dog Show.
Sure thing. Well, it all began in 2001. I got a phone call from John Miller, the president of NBC. And he said, you know, we've been running the same movie for quite some years. I think it was Miracle on 32nd Street or 34th Street. And I guess the ratings were not that great. And everything was built around pre-football back then, what you could put on. So he invited me into 30 Rock. We talked about it. And it was, he started it because he saw the picture Best in Show. And all purebred dog people know what that picture is about. And even if you don't own a dog, many people have seen it. It was a parody of the dog shows itself. And ironically enough, it was supposed to be the Kennel Club of Philadelphia, but they called it a different name. So I didn't realize that he wanted to set it up as a parody and continue sort of like the movie. And I explained to him, I said, John, you know, we've been in business since 1876, and we take the show very seriously. So that ended the conversation. I thought it was all over because he wanted to make it an extension of the movie. About a week later, I got a phone call and he said, you know what, let's do it your way. He said, we're going to bring our cameras in and we'll shoot the show exactly how you have presented it for many years. It was a great success that year. I think we had about 6 million viewers. Last year, we had 28 million. And of course,
Wow.
the time slot is beautiful. It's right after the parade.
Oh, yeah.
People are in their living room smelling turkey. They're greeting guests and family. It's a tradition. It's not a religious holiday, obviously, which makes it even more fun because all people can enjoy it.
Absolutely.
So we've had a good run. This is our 19th year.
19 years.
19
Can you
years.
believe it? Wow.
I know. That's such a long
So
time. But it
fantastic.
just seems like yesterday.
You know, it's funny. I was at the supermarket about a month ago, and one of my friends came by with his daughter, and I hadn't seen him in about 3 or 4 years. And his daughter is now 26 years old. And she said to me, Mr. Ferguson, I've been watching you on television and the show since I was 6 or 7 years old. And it was like, made me feel so good.
Or not.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, it goes to show you how things change. And I know, you know, these are one of the traditions that we have that we love so much. But the pandemic has really changed a lot of things. How has the National Dog Show been affected by the pandemic?
Well, you know, we really didn't think we're going to have it because of the restrictions. At the time we started to put it together about 9-10 months ago, you know, we start very early every year. Pennsylvania is a quarantine state. They have many states, about 34 of them now, I think, that are on their quarantine list. We didn't know how that would affect us. We thought we had to go to Harrisburg. However, Montgomery County is one of only 7 counties of the 67 counties in Pennsylvania that has its own Board of Health Bureau. And the Board of Health bureaus in those 7 counties are viewed by Harrisburg as the last word. So we had to make our case in Doylestown to the Montgomery County Health people and the commissioner, Dr. Valerie Arcouche, who's a very capable, wonderful lady. we promised them that we would cut the show down severely. We're only going to have 600 dogs, and we normally have 21 to 2,300. Social distancing will be a must. Masks are absolutely mandatory. We're going to have hand washing stations throughout the building. The building is huge. So with only 600 dogs and their handlers and maybe one or two of the owners, will be cut back severely on people, which is great. No spectators, no vendors. Of course, that hits us very hard financially. But other than that, we think we have a great show coming up. Had to find 7 new judges that were local because most of our judges, as you probably know, come from all over the United States and even some foreign countries. So we shelved this year's panel of judges until next year, and we put together a beautiful panel of 8 local, so we say local judges that in and around Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and Connecticut.
Well, that sounds so safe, but how does the National Dog Show work?
I mean, especially in this time.
Yeah.
When you say how does it work, we're going to make it. We're going to keep it as much as you have known it in the past on television. We don't think most of our viewers will even recognize the fact that we cut it back so soon. We will have cardboard cutouts, about 300 of them, in the place of people in the stands. And that should be quite funny because NBC can come up with some pretty bright ideas when it comes to cartoon characters in the stand, so we say.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's totally awesome. So, big thing, new breeds. Are you guys going to have new breeds at the show this year?
We do. We're excited. We have 3 that have never been shown in Philadelphia. The first one is a Barbet, a beautiful, smaller sporting dog, duck hunter. We have the Dogo Argentino, which is a rather rugged working dog used as a guard dog in Argentina. They're really beautiful animals, smooth-coated, completely white. The Barbet can be mixed colors, by the way. And the third one is actually the 4th of the Belgian herd that we call. There are 4 Belgian breeds, and it's called the Belgian Lacanois. And it's a sister or brother to the Belgian Sheepdog, Taverne, and Malinois. So it's a welcome, and it is different in appearance as well, as the other 3 differ from each other.
Okay, so new judging panel, cutouts in the stands.
Interesting new breeds.
Interesting new breeds, French, South American, Belgian. I mean, okay, gotta know. John O'Hurley, David Fry.
Very popular. Are they going to be there?
They will be. Yep.
Oh, good.
I assume that Wayne would just take all their jobs. He's the in-house announcer. He could, you could do that. You could put on the wig and be John O'Hurley, and then just.
He could be ubiquitous.
Wait a second. Did you say put a wig on?
No, I mean, to do the John O'Hurley do, because John is known for that white hair. But since you got the beard, you're doing okay. I told you that. I told you that last year. Sexy Wayne Ferguson in command, in charge.
David and John will be back. I just spoke to David this morning. I spoke to John the other day. They're always excited. John didn't really have a dog background until he came to us 19 years ago. And now I overhear him having conversations if we're at a party or wherever, and he just takes control. He's talking about breed standards and all kinds of dog show lingo, like winner's bitch and best of opposite when he mentions these names. And David and I just look at each other because this was a foreign language to him.
Right. You knew him when he knew very little.
Right.
But, I have to tell you, he's always a funny guy. We always love having him on the show. I mean, I remember, was it last year when he couldn't remember one of the names of the dogs? I mean, it was so, he knew one of the new breeds, and it was just hysterical watching him go through that mental process. But he's a great guy. We've obviously had you on in the past, and we love having you.
He adds character to the show, too.
He does add character. And, everybody they just can remember him from Seinfeld,
It's amazing. Yeah, although he's been, Dancing with the Stars and a whole lot of other things. He's been on Chicago. He had a beautiful run with Chicago in New York on stage.
Well, I know Charlotte and I are really looking forward to our Thanksgiving dog show, and we really thank you for coming and joining us today.
I always enjoy it.
But you have to remind us again, where and when can we watch the show? We don't want to miss it.
You can, where, of course, is your living room, bedroom, or basement, or man cave, or wherever you'd like to look at TV. And it will be Thanksgiving Day at 12 noon, right after the Macy's Day Parade, all time zones.
Thank you for listening to this episode of The Pet Buzz.